What's up, y'all? I'm your boy Hilarious Omar, you know, king of niggas be like, you feel what I'm saying? The Maury videos and all that, man. Hey, big shout out to my dog, David Charles.ENT, man. He's doing the biggest and hottest interviews in the city, man. You gotta get with this guy. What's good, you know? It's your boy Hilarious Omar. This is a David Charles.ENT production. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to cook something.
What's up, people? This your boy David Charles, and I'm sitting here with my good friend, my fellow brother, Hilarious Omar. So we back at it again. So we just gonna jump right into it because we need to know what's going on with Omar. Omar been doing this thing out here, and building his brand and representing the city. He been doing this thing on a comedian tip. One of the dopest comedians in the DMV, one of the dopest comedians out there. But he also been putting his 2 cents in and letting people know about what's going on with a lot of these social issues, which I think is important. But you know, we're gonna start off from scratch as if people don't know you. First thing, where you from, Omar?
Man, so originally born in Baltimore, man. Shout out to be more careful. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But early, my early years, I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. For those of you that don't know, that is a extended DC suburb. You know, it's right outside of DC.
Right.
And as I got older, I moved around a lot. But yeah, the DMV is home. Yeah,
exactly. DMV is home. So I mean, for people that want to know, around how long you been doing comedy? How long you been doing it?
Man, I've been doing comedy my whole life, man. I've been funny for a long time, man. But I know you mean like professionally or
right, exactly.
Trying to pursue it as a career.
Right. Exactly.
I started back in 2010 when I was in college, man.
Mm-hmm.
I used to hoop. I used to do my thing on the court, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I figured why, it was time for me to step away from the game. Mm-hmm. And I quit playing college basketball.
Right.
And I had all this free time. I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, man, what can I do? It took me like 2 weeks to start thinking about what I could do, man. I started getting fat, gaining weight.
Right, okay.
I'm in the dorm rooms, eating snacks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And one day, Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes came on, and I'm like, yo, people always been telling me I'm funny as shit.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I watched Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes, and I watched the comics on there, and I'm like, man, I might as well give it a try.
Why not, right?
And I jumped out there, did my first show, and it was good, man. It was good. I cheated though, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I ain't never touched a microphone before, so I had to, use a little cheat code.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: like, how did you feel like when you was up on the stage for the first time? I know you had to be scared.
Man, I was nervous as hell.
Right.
I ain't never speak in front of people on that level at all. It was probably like 75 people in that in the auditorium, and it was on the campus, so you mess up, you look bad. It was a pretty big school. It was at Millersville University, so the student body was pretty big. But, the energy when I started getting on there,
right.
When I say I cheated, because what I did was I studied certain comics.
Right.
And then I wrote for like 2 weeks. So what I did was I used jokes that I already seen comics do before. So I stole, yes, I'm telling you, I stole.
Right.
I'm just starting out. I didn't know I was going to do a career of it.
Right, you got to tweak it.
I don't steal now, but yeah, man, I was watching some comics, so I used their jokes and blended it with my material,
right? Okay.
To see if it, if I could present it,
right?
Because I knew that I seen them, their shit is funny,
right?
And I just merged it, and it all worked together good.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, the energy that I got,
right.
From the audience, man, I was like, yo, I'm doing this forever.
Yeah. up. So that kind of takes me into the next question. Like, where do you get your inspiration from? Like, where do you get your inspiration?
A lot of my inspiration really comes from watching what's happening in the world around me. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Like, I got a third eye because I'm a comedian, so I view things and have a perspective that might be different than yours.
Right. Okay.
So, you know, inspiration can come from having a conversation on the phone with my homeboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Life experiences, you know, relationships I might have had.
Exactly.
Or, a lot is visual and what I've been through.
Right.
You know, as far as my inspiration when it comes to, writing material.
Yeah.
And, creating.
Right. So we're gonna jump right into, something that you kind of became really big for on social media is the niggas be like joints when you doing different accents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like DC, Baltimore, Philly. Like I can name a ton of them that you do. But I want how do you get familiar with these accents? When you generally been in the DMV area.
Well, honestly, man, like getting the accents and stuff, man. Honestly, that comes all the way from back in the day watching movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was raised by my grandmother, so a lot of times she couldn't keep up with us. We would watch movies, and I would watch movies over and over again to the point where I could say everybody's line in the movie.
Yeah.
Verbatim and act out the character that the person was playing.
Okay.
So when it came for me trying to, it switched. The comedy game switched from doing stand up, going cities to cities to build up your name and your reputation.
Right.
To social media.
Right.
So when I'm like, yo, how are all of these people that never, did stand up or never, really worked on the craft? Yo, these people are just blowing up overnight.
Right. No doubt.
And the people at home on their phone or wherever they at on their phone seeing these people, they don't know the difference between somebody that's been working on the craft and somebody that has a really huge personality. They don't know the difference between the two.
Right.
So I'm like, shit. Like at first, most comedians, real comedians that just do stand up.
Right.
Everybody was looking at it as, yo, that social media shit is whack, man. Like, yo, they watering down the culture.
Right.
And I felt them on that. But I'm like, yo, I gotta make it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because the game ain't set up like it used to be back in the day where you had Def Jam, Comic View. I remember I used to look forward to going home. Then this is before I even thought I would ever be a comedian.
Right.
I used to look forward to going home and watching VHS tapes of Def Jam and watching Comic View on television. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So those outlets are gone. We don't have those platforms no more.
Right.
And here comes YouTube, here comes Instagram, here comes Facebook.
Right.
And there are probably a few others, but those are the main ones.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not about to get left behind in this. I feel like, if I just stick to just doing stand-up, it's too many gatekeepers.
Yeah.
I want to have my destiny more so controlled in my own hands.
Exactly.
So, by me having that skill set as a kid, I'm like, yo, I went to college. I met these people from New York. I met people from Chicago. I actually used to live in Chicago. I met people from Philly. I met people from New York. What I did not know is the fact that when I went to college, I retained all my, my experiences with the different friends and my peers in school.
Right.
So when I went to, mess around and figure out a strategy to bring the people in the audience in, to build my own brand, I'm like, yo, let me try to do these accents.
Yeah.
And first it started off with me having an argument with my girl.
Right.
And she was like, you sound just like a Baltimore nigga. And I was like, for real?
Right.
So I kept doing it. She started laughing. I'm talking about dying laughing. Because, Baltimore, we got our own dialect. And it sounds slick to the foreign ear.
Yeah.
Like we real slick talkers.
Right.
And the shit is funny. It's like old pimping. It's like,
yeah, no doubt.
It's like it's real pimpish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
you
doubt.
Listen to some of the phrases and some of the
Yeah.
So I did the Baltimore one, and I'm like, when I made her laugh so hard, I'm like, yo, I gotta record this and see the effect they have on the internet.
Right.
And I put it out there, man. It was a hit right away.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I need something else. I know DC. I'm gonna do DC.
Right.
I did DC. It hit.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Yeah, keep it
So
rolling.
I thought to myself, I gotta keep it going. All right, can I sound like a New York nigga? You
Yeah.
know, I never did this before, but can I do it?
Yeah.
And I watched. I started listening to Dipset and Biggie and Jay-Z and all of that. Next thing you know, I got the New York accent down pat.
Right.
You know, I'm calling my friends up, my homeboys from school, because I got friends that live all over the country.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what this sound like? I'm gonna do the accent. You tell me if I sound like a genuine, New York nigga.
Yeah, you had to practice.
He's like, yo, you got it. It took some time. Yeah. Like, yo, you got it.
You had to nail it.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. One thing I can say that I really admire about you is you're able to transition from being a comedian to somewhat being an activist, and you speak out on a lot of social issues that we deal with, especially as black people. Mm-hmm. Why are you so adamant about speaking up for black people?
Man, because we don't have a voice. Mm-hmm. Our voice ain't big enough like everybody else's. One thing about me is I was born this way. You know what I mean? People talk about what, they're born with. And when you figure out who you are, you got to embrace it. And I look at it as a goodness and a power. So me taking up for, when you really think about it, black people have been scrutinized the most. We've been brutalized the most inequality.
Right.
And it's 2019. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It even makes some black people uncomfortable to talk about it.
Yeah.
But if you don't get the conversation started, and the hate and the discomfort still exists, how are we gonna change anything?
Yeah.
So I really became a voice because when you really think about it, the reason why, for real,
right,
that nothing's changing,
right,
is because we don't have a nation behind us.
Right.
You look at the Asians.
Right.
If they do what they do to us in America, to
right,
Asians, whatever Asian country that these Asians are from, they have to answer. There's an embassy that protects them while they're over here on foreign land.
Right.
So they start brutalizing Asians. Guess what? That's going to be a conflict with a whole nother country. Whether America can win or lose, a bully don't want to fight.
Right.
They don't want somebody fighting back.
Right.
You look at the Arabs or people from the Middle East. They have an embassy here protecting them.
Right.
You mess with their people, you got to answer to somebody.
Right.
You look at any nationality or ethnicity has a nation behind them that set up shop here in America.
Right.
Black people don't have no nation.
Exactly.
So when it comes to who's going to fight for us, we have to be the soldiers. Individual, yeah, we got to go to work, we got to raise our kids, we got to prepare a family, we got to stay positive, we got to continue to try to win in this overwhelmingly challenging and competitive society.
Right.
We have to maintain peace. We still got to love the people around us, be murdered, and defend ourselves.
Right,
it's a lot of obstacles.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Now, I do have to ask you, like, how do you deal with the controversy of like when you speak out for people? I mean, because I'm pretty sure you have people that would prefer you to stay in that lane of being a comedian versus trying to be that. So how do you deal with the scrutiny and the backlash on creating social awareness for people of color?
Well, I accept the fact that everybody can't go. Everybody not gonna be Team Omar. Everybody not gonna be hilarious Omar. Everybody not gonna think I'm funny. Everything is about perspective. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Some people don't think I'm funny, and that's okay. Some people love me, and that's wonderful.
Right.
Some people don't care that I'm using my platform to provoke thought in other, facets that are happening in the world.
Yeah.
Some people just want me to be silent. Like, I remember the female reporter, I forget her name, but when LeBron James started to speak about how he wanted to fight the injustice happening in America and combat it with creating schools to provide people that are underprivileged, with proper education facilities and things of that nature.
Right.
Her first thing was, go dribble a basketball. Do that and leave these issues alone.
Shut up and dribble.
Yeah, shut up and dribble. That was the phrase.
Yep. Yes,
and when you have certain levels of power that were given to you by the people. Right. Because just like entertainment, people put you in those positions. People are the ones that allow you to pay your bills and, So it's no better way, in my opinion, to give back to the people than standing with the people, And it's hard because some people don't respect you for that.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't win a popularity contest for doing that. You know, Colin Kaepernick, we seen him take a knee.
Right.
We seen, nigga, you gonna stand for a check. And Meek Mill said it in his album. You know, they want to Cap to stand for, you know, to get his money. You know, and then they take your money away from you and try to reduce you to zero when you stand up for the things that you should be standing up for. You know, but I meet negativity a lot. I try my best to meet negativity with positivity, even from the people that are blind to see or the people that want to sweep things under the rug. And I just gotta accept the fact that when you are an advocate of any kind for the black community, you will not be a favorite. More than likely. Yeah,
you're gonna be a target.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that's
look at Nipsey.
Yeah.
He's about to do a Dr. CB documentary, and you know, and a lot of people like to bring up Nipsey's past, and some people even say his present, but he was trying to once again provoke thought and that belief system that you're more than whatever the lesser you think of yourself.
Exactly.
You're more, and you are capable, and you do have the ability. You know.
Yeah. And
I think anybody that you know, some of the controversy that I've done, because I've been doing this for a while. I've been online 3 years. So some of the controversial stuff, you know, was a demonstration of what I might have been going through during my life.
Yeah.
But you gotta get people to evolve, you know.
Yeah. And it's definitely about progression, because you know when you bring up Nipsey's past, you know he had dirt, but he was able to grow and manifest and become a leader in the community. Okay, so let me kind of. I just want to kind of get your perspective about.
I'm sweating, man. These lights hot as shit.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't want to get that neckline with that. Yeah, people can see that on the camera.
We got to push the showbiz, man. We got to push through. You know what I mean? But so what is your perspective on what I would say internet comedians and stand-up comedians? Like, is there a difference in?
Major.
So like, can you kind of give people some insight between the difference? Does it translate? Can you be an internet comedian and be a stand-up comedian? Like, what's your perspective?
All right, so it's definitely different. Off the break, it's definitely different. You got internet comedy and you got stand-up comedy.
Right.
The internet comedians are the ones that are really popular and have so much of a following. A lot of them jump into stand-up because it's a way to get money.
Right.
But not all of them respect the craft.
Right.
Stand-up is an art form that you have to diligently work towards to execute a good experience for the people. And it's a craft, you know, you got to work at it.
Yeah.
And the public don't know, you know what I'm saying? And they love these people for their popularity and their personality, which you do have to have.
Right.
But you have to have the popularity with the skill set.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people are allowing their popularity to overtake the talent, and you cannot confuse the two.
Yeah. And I mean, when you on stage, it's just you on the mic. You know, when you online, you got props. You could put kind of edit and do things of that nature. So yeah. So before we wrap up, I just got maybe two more things I want to just ask you. Who out there would you like to work with? Like
Beyonce.
We'll work with Beyonce.
I wanna work with
That'd
Beyonce.
be big time right there.
I want Beyonce. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
I want to work with Beyonce. I want to work with Tyler Perry. Yeah, put me in one of them sexy shows you got, the series. Yeah, let me get that check.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You got it. We're gonna grease you up real good.
Hey Oprah, let's work. Let's work, Oprah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want a Jeep.
So you going into the big wigs.
Big wigs, you know.
My man. Okay, so what's next for Omar? So what should we be looking for from you in the future? I know it's gonna be big things, but from your perspective, where you gonna be at?
Right now,
right.
Got an amazing cast, amazing stage play called Confessions of a Side Chick.
Okay.
I got a lead role in that.
Awesome.
Right now, I was in a movie a year ago. They're still working on getting it sold to whether it's the theaters or Netflix, or I'm waiting on that.
Right.
But right now I'm producing some of my own projects, man.
That's perfect.
Because of my creativity, I have so many thoughts that I went and said, it's nothing better than being your own producer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your own writer. You know that the skill sets that I have don't need to just help me.
Yeah.
I could bring other people in that I respect and like with what they do. You know, but realistically though, as far as who I want to work with, anybody with great energy that has the skill set that has good heart. You know, because character matters to me.
Right.
You know, I'm ready to work with anybody, man.
Yeah.
That can step up to the plate and stomp with the big dogs.
Yeah, there you go. So I know you got like all the followers on the earth already, but just for people that ain't following you,
follow me.
Where can they reach you?
Hey, Hilarious Omar TV on Instagram, Hilarious Omar on Facebook fan page, Hilarious Omar on YouTube. And you know what's crazy? I think I'm about to change my name, my platform name, because it's at that point where I'm evolving, man. So, but for right now, Hilarious Omar on all platforms, man. Yeah, that's where you can find me, and you can find me at the comedy clubs. Buy them tickets, man. You know I'll be coming to your city, and let me know what city you in, cause a dog will show up. Roof, barking in the building. You know what time it is? It's time to cook something.
This is a David Charles.ENT production.